What we do here is go back.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mello. Every now and then the internet gets serious and they actually end up canceling somebody. Now, cancel culture ran rampant a few years ago, and if you said one thing people didn't agree with, you was gone. Cancel culture has turned down a bit, but it's still around, just lurking and waiting for its next victim. So here's a list of people that cancel culture actually did cancel. First up, we have DaBaby. At one point in time, DaBaby had women foaming at the mouth for him. And this is something that I never understood, seeing as he wasn't all that attractive. But then again, women were fighting for Flavor Flav's attention back in the day. Don't you just miss those times? Now, DaBaby seemed to be everywhere when he first came out. People really believed that he was going to be the next big thing. But when you get too cocky and you think you're untouchable, the inevitable is bound to happen. While I think a few things led up to the cancellation of DaBaby, there are one or two instances that stick out that I think just completely sealed the deal. One being the online feud with his baby mama DaniLeigh, and the other being his rant against gay people. Now, it's no secret that DaBaby is what some would call a ladies' man, and it appears as if he could have been leading some of them on. When DaBaby first came out, he was linked to one of the mothers of his child by the name of Mimi. Now, Mimi is your typical baby mama. A woman with no ring who proudly declares that she's the first baby mama and she ain't going nowhere. Now, unfortunately, this hood booger mentality does run deep within the black community, and Mimi just happens to be another victim of her circumstances. All first baby mama's sole duty is to ward off other women, all while trying to keep and maintain their status as number one. While they may cry and scream that they want better for their man, they only end up enabling the behavior of the guy that they're with. While there was whispers that DaBaby and his other baby mama DaniLeigh were linking up at the time, Mimi ignored all common sense and continued to stay and argue with DaBaby, despite him seeing other women, you know, allegedly. Now, when Danny first came into the picture, that threatened Mimi's position, and that started the baby mama war. Danny and Mimi would then start to throw shots at each other, and it always seemed like they was going at it. It wasn't until DaniLeigh had DaBaby's child that we saw a shift. Mimi and Danny started to argue more, which in turn started to affect the relationship with DaBaby and his other children. Mimi decided that he couldn't see his kids, and this in turn caused DaBaby and DaniLeigh to argue more. Well, one day while online, DaBaby decided to embarrass DaniLeigh, and this was pretty much the beginning of the end for him.
And then I'm making sure that she's set up with everything she need. I go get everything. I go get everything, you know, everything. Anything a baby can possibly have, I go get it. I set it up at the penthouse down here in the city. But I'm making shit clear.
You want to talk about it?
I'm making shit clear.
Right
here you go, that's cool. But I'm making shit clear that I'm making, and it's the thing.
Everybody go ahead, clear your
and I'm glad y'all know. Here.
Go ahead, clear your nose.
Here, come here.
Go ahead, you scared.
And I'm glad, no, I'm not scared. Look, and I'm glad she walked out, so as you can see, nobody was put out. And me calling the police, that's like for my safety, because this what I'm dealing with. Like, this a real deal, cuckoo for cocoa.
Okay.
Look. This is a real deal. Like, shawty really cuckoo, and she's still here, so nobody was put out.
The woman is crazy.
Nobody was put out. No, this ain't we ain't gotta make this a sexist thing.
I forced him to be with me. Okay. Okay, Stephanie. Go ahead.
This ain't nothing new. This is just me. This is just me clearing the air, because she not about to tell this.
From Orlando.
I can show you. You begging me to stay here, shawty. This not.
Talking about you miss me, come back home, all this stuff. The fuck, I already left your ass.
You can see who cuckoo here and who not.
Now, honestly speaking, the way that some of these men treat women has me honestly questioning, do they even like women at all? I mean, Danny just had his child not too long ago, and he runs to the internet to embarrass her. But we can't act like Danny is all innocent in this situation either. She did sit up and have sex with a man who already had a woman. Again, allegedly. Now, on the outside looking in, this was such a shock because I have never seen anything like this coming from celebrities. You only see this type of stuff in your house or when you hear it through the walls from your neighbors. But this isn't typical behavior to be displayed from public figures. As DaBaby lost a lot of favor with black women who were arguably his biggest supporters, the madness didn't end there. DaBaby would officially go on to be canceled once he went on his whole gay rant. Well, it just so happens that DaBaby pissed off a very powerful gay man. And ever since, his career has been pretty stagnant. Check this out.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the up. Lady, if you smell like water, put a cell phone light in the up.
So basically he says something along the lines of, if you didn't show up with HIV or AIDS, put a lighter in the air. Now I know it's not funny, but the baby is just a mess for that. Because above all else, it's just random as hell. Like, damn, are gay people on your mind that much? And let's be honest, I think a lot of gay people got offended because it hit a little too close to home. Let's not act like AIDS and HIV don't run rampant in the gay community. And this is why I always advocate for safe sex. The baby ended up pissing off Elton John with that comment, and Elton, being the powerful and messy bottom that he is, he was pretty much able to get the baby canceled. At least that's what I think happened. Another person the internet seemed to cancel was Daniel Caesar. What appeared to be a promising career for Daniel was honestly short-lived. And this sucks because to this day, I still love Daniel Caesar's music. But if you ask a group of people not to support you, they will happily oblige. Like a thief in the night, the internet banded together and they put an end to Daniel's career. And that man has not been able to recover ever since. While I still do listen to Daniel Caesar, it is on a lesser scale than I used to. Something in my spirit just don't sit right when black people don't stick together. And since he wants to defend her so bad, hell, have her come to your rescue. Now this next man I didn't realize was canceled until recently, like 2 weeks ago recently. And that's Will Smith. Now, when I say canceled, I use that word loosely because he is still booking movie parts, but it just may not be as many as he used to. It was recently announced that Will and Jada's family foundation will be closing due to donations sinking. Now, this is in part due to the infamous Oscar slaps seen across the world. As every action has their consequences, this is one of many that Will has had to face. Not only that, but you got Jada out here embarrassing Will at every chance she gets as she continues to profess her love for the late Tupac. Jada, please let that man rest and go tend to your husband. While Will made a poor decision in a moment of anger and frustration, I don't think that should overshadow everything he's done, nor should it overshadow all the hard work he's put in. Humans aren't perfect, and I think he deserves another chance. People have done worse and they've managed to go unscathed. I mean, look at Trump and that January 6th attack. People actually died that day. But as always, I digress. Now the last person on this list is Tory Lanez himself. Now, I don't think I've ever seen a group of people be so divided over something. I'm not really interested in rehashing the whole thing, as I think most of us are aware of what happened, but Tory pow Megan in the foot, and the black community has been in shambles ever since. Some people believe he didn't, others don't. Whatever the case may be, I think that Megan is a drunk who can't control her liquor, and Tory Lanez is a bitter man with anger issues standing at a solid 5 feet. When you mix the two together, it's bound to go south. Something I do find interesting about cancel culture is that it always seems to only be black people that's canceled, particularly black men at the forefront. Honorable mentions include Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, and the list goes on and on. Something that was really a turning point for me with cancel culture, it was when I took a look at the country artist Morgan Wallen. Morgan ended up using a racial slur that was caught on camera, but he was able to bounce back from being canceled. I think he actually went #1 on Billboard not too long ago either. Once I realized that white people, or any other culture for that matter, doesn't cancel their own, that was really a turning point for me. While we constantly attack our own and throw them away, you have other cultures who refuse to do that. You know, they understand the importance of unity. While I'm not saying it's right, it is practical. The sooner we wake up and realize that cancel culture is majority black people, I think we'll be able to use our better judgment and we won't be so quick to discard our own. But hey, these are just my black man thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go ahead and give it a thumbs up or thumbs down if that's okay too. Don't forget to drop a comment down below. Now, what do you think about cancel culture and those that have been canceled? Do you think they deserved it? Is there someone who has been canceled that you feel like deserves another chance? And as always, if you're not already, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and make sure to hit that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and I'll catch you all on the next one.